Welcome back. So Texas has hundreds of millions of dollars ready and available to disperse to Texas homeowners who are behind on rent this year.
And that's after recent bills passed in Congress. So yesterday, city leaders hosted a homeowner and rental assistance fair to inform people about those funds that are available and the program that can help them out. There are also funds to help specifically with property taxes, food stamps, and even TV and internet.
For some, a bad situation during the pandemic made even worse with our recent inflation.
Anything will do for me right now. I'm in between from my job and disability right now, so anything will help right now.
City leaders are planning to host another event just like this in the next couple of weeks.
And of course, once we know the date and time, we'll keep you updated on air and online. But for right now, it is time to talk weather. 70 degrees.
Super muggy out there still, Sarah. Yesterday was like hot wind. I felt like I was at the beach, but in San Antonio.
She's just making the graphics for you. Hot wind.
Well, I love that beach analogy there, Sarah, because you're right. Like on the beach, humid and windy, and that's going to be the case today, too. Let's take a look outside. We are starting off once again with clouds this morning. It's 69 degrees out there, southeast winds at 10 miles per hour, and high humidity. Elsewhere, it's 74 in Pleasanton, 74 in Kennedy, 70 in New Braunfels, 68 in Kerrville, 70 in Hondo, 72 in Uvalde, and 74 in Del Rio. It's 75 in Eagle Pass. But take a look at the high humidity. Dew points are in the mid 60s right now. It is very, very humid out there. Dew points at the top of the scale. And so once again, we are going to continue to see the humid weather conditions give us a bit of a heat index value this afternoon too. But the low level humidity is one of the ingredients for rain tomorrow, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But again, know that the winds are fairly strong. In Kerrville, sustained wind close to 15 miles per hour. This is pulling in that Gulf of Mexico humidity. Del Rio, winds are in the 10 to 15 mile per hour range. Same story as we look into the metro area, closer to 10 miles per hour in New Braunfels, Stinson, Pleasanton, and Hondo, seeing a wind of 12 miles per hour. And today, much like yesterday, we're going to see wind gusts of up to 25 to 30 miles per hour. So if you have any barbecue plans this Sunday afternoon, know that you're going to need something to weigh down all of those ingredients and stuff, because it's just going to be very windy throughout the day. Here's our KSAT 12-hour forecast. We do have some drizzle out there in spots, and so that's going to continue until around 10 o'clock. It's going to stay cloudy until noon, and then we'll start to see peaks of sunshine, a lot like yesterday. High temperatures this afternoon will top off near 90 degrees. So it's going to be a warm one, but that'll feel more like 91, 92 degrees because of the higher humidity. Speaking of, here's a look at the high temperatures across the metro area. It'll be 85 in Bernie, 85 in Bulverde, 87 in New Braunfels, 91 in Castroville, 91 in Poteet for the Strawberry Festival, 89 in Floresville, and 89 in Nixon. All right, let's transition and talk about our chance for rain tomorrow. You can see that there's a very dynamic system working its way across the United States. A lot of rain along this cold front, which is working its way through North Texas right now. And this is really going to help us with some rain, bringing us the lift for some showers and storms. So let me take you through the high-res futurecast here. Throughout the day today, it's going to be pretty quiet. Late tonight, we're going to watch out to the west to see if some storms can get going. If they can, those could become severe. But here in San Antonio, we're really not expecting rain until right around dawn tomorrow. So there could be a messy morning commute, but watch as coverage really starts to pick up during the second half of the day as that cold front gets closer. So the evening commute tomorrow could be pretty messy. So you're going to want to plan for messy commutes, especially in the evening. You're also going to want to plan for about half an inch to an inch of rain possible, but we could have pockets of up to 3 inches of rain. Notice that the rain chances continue into the overnight hours, Monday into Tuesday, but by dawn Tuesday, we really should only have a few remaining showers left, and we'll see everything clear out for us. So again, plan for widespread half an inch to an inch of rain. That's good news. Pockets of 3+ though are possible. That could lead to some urban street flooding. And keep in mind too, that we do have the potential for some strong storms tomorrow too. So we're going to keep an eye on things for us. Otherwise, we'll be looking at a good chance for rain, our best chance for rain in a long time. And then temperatures will be much cooler on Tuesday. Coming up, I'm going to have a look at the last day of the Poteet Strawberry Festival, what you can expect if you're heading down there to Atascosa County. Max and Sarah.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 6:16, 70 degrees out.
I want strawberries now. All right, Max, excuse me. I want strawberries to make me parched. It's baseball season.
It is baseball season. So hopefully Jonathan Cotto joins us live from the Strawberry Festival at 8 a.m. But coming up after the break, we have a full recap of the Astros and the Rangers games. You're not going to want to miss it.
Take a look at those lotto numbers. Pick 3, 859, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 6720, Fireball 0.
And your cash 5, 2, 9, 13, 29, 33. Were you coughing because you're so excited to check your lottery ticket?
I'm actually, I didn't check. I'm seeing if anyone won.
Okay. Lotto Texas, 14, 29, 30, 33, 34, 47. And here we go.
400 million.
Did you play?
I didn't play
What?
because I can't believe I forgot.
All right. Powerball numbers 10, 39, 47, 49, 56. Powerball 8.
No one won.
3. Okay.
No
You're
one
killing
won.
people's thunder over
Going
here.
over 400 million.
We'll be back. All right, welcome back. And hey, happy baseball season. Astros in action yesterday, hosting the Toronto Blue Jays. Fun fact, Blue Jays won back-to-back, I think 92-93. All right, anyway, Astros got to work early, putting 2 scores on the board in the first inning, but those would be their only points of the day. Houston losing to the Blue Jays 3-2. The Astros trying to redeem themselves against the Blue Jays later this afternoon. That game set for 1:10 p.m. Meanwhile, our other Texas team, the Rangers, on the road in Oakland yesterday, taking on the Athletics in an AL West matchup. This one scoreless all the way into the 8th inning, and there we go. Texas putting up 2 points. The A's never really got the offense going. Rangers beating the A's 2-0 for the shutout. Texas taking the field in Oakland again this afternoon. Game set for 3:07 p.m. And of course, we are in the midst of the NBA playoffs. So, of course, in our next half hour of GMSA, we're going to get you caught up on everything you need to know basketball-wise. A handful of exciting matchups yesterday. A lot of underdogs coming out on top, not including Dallas. We're going to explain. But they did get Luka back. It's a big win there. Yeah. He released his new shoes. I'm a big fan.
What brand is he?
Jordan brand.
Oh,
Jordan Luka ones.
Jordan brand. Jordan ones?
I would be Jordan brand.
Okay.
I'll ask you. We'll figure this out.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
can't
think
wait
about
for you
it.
to coast the ones. 6:21, 70 degrees out.
All right, still ahead, we'll tell you what a familiar face from Good Morning America is doing at Disneyland. It's the 75th annual Poteet Strawberry Festival. It's happening today. It will run through this evening.
All right, so here's what you need to know. Tickets are $20 a person. You are required to get a ticket if you're 13 years or older. And here's the exciting part. Jonathan Cotto is going to be joining us live from the festival grounds with a preview coming up at 8 o'clock.
Very excited about that. But first, a familiar face from Good Morning America made a surprise appearance at Disney California Adventure in Anaheim.
All right, so ABC's George Pinocchio explains.
And you suggest dressing it just right before.
Right
probably.
before, yes.
This is not like slaw where it sits.
Right,
Okay.
right.
ABC News chief meteorologist Ginger Z was cooking up a little fun at the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival.
It's Disney, so we are happy. We cannot be happier.
I don't even know where I am right now. It's just a mirthful experience.
We put him straight on Guardians of the Galaxy, and so that's why he's a little off.
I'm still up there, by the way.
Ginger and her family are at Disneyland to celebrate her new Earth Month series, Branching Out, a Nat Geo Earth Day adventure.
When I was excited to get a creative idea that something that where I could take the adventures that I see around the world and the science that I love and then bring it to my family, I thought, what better than have your mom, who's a scientist, take you on a spring break road trip to all of her dork places.
Go, mommy, go. Go, mommy, go.
Branching Out was inspired by the May issue of National Geographic magazine, which focuses on the future of forests. For Earth Day, Disney California Adventure created a life-size version of the iconic Nat Geo yellow border, the perfect place for a family photo.
It was a great collaboration synergy moment to come here for food and wine when that's what we were kind of studying on the road trip.
George Pinocchio for ABC News.
Living the dream.
So her 2 kids.
Yeah.
Like, how awesome for them.
Yeah,
They
that's
just
like normal.
Oh, yeah, it's normal.
It's pretty cool. Time now, 6:26, 70 degrees out.
Well, we've got a lot more to come in our next half hour of GMSA, including what's happening right now over in Eastern Europe.
And we're going to have the very latest on what started as an argument and ended in a shooting on the city's northwest side. We're going to explain. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. 6:30 this morning, April 24th. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Happy Sunday. Yesterday ended up being a pretty nice day.
It was nice. It was. You asked me earlier if I went out. I really didn't. I think I just went to HEB, maybe ran some errands. I stepped outside for a little bit, and it was just like really windy. And I grew up by the wind, by the beach there, and I just was like, It felt wrong.
Not for me.
Being that windy here in San Antonio.
All we are is San Antonians in the wind. And we are going to continue to see those wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour today. Outside right now, let's take a look at some of the areas around San Antonio. In San Antonio, it's 69 degrees. New Braunfels, 70. In Seguin, it's 69. And in Pleasanton, 74. A little bit warmer in Atascosa County and Pleasanton. But generally cloudy and mild this morning. And we are fairly breezy. We're seeing a wind from the south at about 10 miles per hour. But throughout the day today, we'll have a wind gust potentially of up to 25 to 30 miles per hour. So it is going to be another windy and humid day and the last day of the Poteet Strawberry Festival. So if you're heading out there, really this forecast is good for Poteet, but it's also good for San Antonio. It's pretty much the same weather across San Antonio and Atascosa County. So around noon, we'll be seeing these morning clouds heading out of here. It'll start to get into the 80s. For the afternoon, high temperature near 90 degrees. And then tonight, it's going to be mild. Temperatures will fall into the 70s. But in the overnight hours through early tomorrow morning, we'll be seeing our rain chances tick up. 40% chance overnight tonight. And Monday night, rain chances are still looking good for us here in San Antonio. We're getting excited about the possibility for some much needed rain, not only for San Antonio, but for much of South Central Texas and the KSAT 12 viewing area. Coming up in the forecast, I'm going to walk you through some things that you need to plan out watch for the rain chances late tonight as well, and tomorrow. So we've got a lot to chat about in the forecast, but good rain is in the forecast for us. I'll have those details coming up in a bit. Sarah and Max.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, a crash on San Antonio's northeast side leaves a man and a woman hospitalized.
Jonathan Cotto has the very latest.
Good morning. That man and woman, a married couple, were learning they were taken to BAMC in critical condition. Police tell us a vehicle was traveling northbound on Judson when it hit an SUV on southbound lanes near Creekway Street, just inside Loop 1604. This happening close to midnight. The impact causing that SUV to roll over, trapping the couple inside. They say firefighters had to use the jaws of life to rescue the victims. The driver of that vehicle didn't suffer any injuries. He was not taken to the hospital. Police are telling us they are ruling this crash an accident. Therefore, he will not be facing any charges. Reporting, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
All right, now to a big update to a story that we've been following closely over the last couple of days. The shooting near a Walmart on the city's west side. San Antonio police say neither the man who was shot nor the shirt's off-duty police officer who fired the gunshots are facing charges at this time. Investigators say early evidence shows the off-duty officer appeared to be acting in self-defense. SAPD says the off-duty officer and the man exchanged words in a parking lot. The off-duty officer drove away without getting physical, without threatening that individual. A video showed the man entering his van, pursuing the off-duty officer's vehicle. The man then pulled alongside the off-duty officer's car, pointed a gun at him. SAPD says that off-duty shirts police officer then feared for his life and feared for the lives of the woman and child in his vehicle. That's when he pulled out his weapon and fired towards that man. So he ended up shooting a man and woman in the van, both hit by gunfire, both wounded, both in stable condition this morning.
And we're learning more about a man who was found tied up on the side of the road with severe stab wounds. We do want to warn you that some of the details of the story might be difficult to hear. So we now know that 24-year-old Joshua Sandoval, he was found around 7 a.m. yesterday on Lavernia Road in far east Bexar County near Highway 87. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says he had been stabbed in the head and the upper body. Deputies were able to get some information from him before taking him to the hospital in critical condition.
If you're stabbing somebody in the upper body and head, you're trying to kill them at that point. There's no trying to send a message. There's no trying to scare anybody. You're trying to murder somebody in cold blood and then leave them out here on the road to die, tied up and alone. I mean, there's just no more cold-blooded crime than that.
No arrests have been made in this case. If you know any information, you're asked to call BCSO's gang unit. That number on your screen right now, 210-335-GANG.
All right, also new this morning, a fight between two neighbors on the city's northeast side ends in a shooting, and it ended with one of them in the hospital, the other being questioned by police. So this all unfolded around 5 p.m. yesterday on Moonlight Terrace. That's near I-35 and Gibbs Sprawl Road. Witnesses tell police two neighbors had an ongoing argument over a dog. According to officers, a 58-year-old man allegedly threatened to hit a dog with a shovel. In response, a 64-year-old man allegedly got his gun and shot the man in the chest. Now, he could be facing a murder charge if that man does not survive.
Well, friends of a homeless man found dead are paying tribute to him for his contribution to the local music scene. Terry Anderson says the body of his friend Todd Quaglia was found Thursday in the area where he was camping out along Babcock Road near Kyle Parkway. Anderson said he had a knack for helping to make heavy metal concerts memorable in the 1990s and beyond, but he says his friend fell on hard times and ended up on the streets.
Everybody has a story, and you never know who's sitting right beside you, what they could have done in life, how they might have connected in your life.
Quaglia's cause of death has not been released at this time. A memorial has been set up for him along the area where his body was found. You can read more about this story right now on KSAT.com.
Former Senator Orrin Hatch dying at the age of 88 years old in Salt Lake City. The announcement coming from Orrin Hatch's foundation last night. In 2019, the National Journal wrote that the Utah Republican had passed more laws than any other senator. The Library of Congress states that 790 of Orrin Hatch's bills have actually been enacted into law. Hatch ran for the Republican nomination for U.S. president in 2000. He later threw his support behind George W. Bush's successful campaign. His 42 years of service in the United States Senate makes him the longest-serving Republican in Senate history. Now to the ongoing conflict in Eastern Europe.
Ukrainian President Zelensky says he is meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin in Kyiv today.
ABC's Christine Sloan explains.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's meeting in person with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Kyiv on Sunday.
We'll have the meeting with the State Secretary, Mr. Blinken, and the Defense Secretary, who are coming to us.
The state and defense departments are declining to comment. If they do travel to Kyiv, Austin and Blinken would be the highest-ranking U.S. officials to meet with Zelensky in the war zone since Russia invaded Ukraine. Zelensky made the comments during a rare press conference underground on a subway platform in Kyiv. He also talked about the threats against his life.
I don't have the right to be afraid because our people showed that they are not afraid of anything.
Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin attended Easter Mass at a Russian Orthodox cathedral. He could be seen crossing himself several times during the service, even as Russian forces continued their assault on Ukraine. Unleashing new attacks on the port city of Odessa, Ukraine claims Russia fired 6 cruise missiles, striking residential and military buildings. At least 8 people died, including a 3-month-old baby. Another 18 were hurt in the attack. Russian forces also continued their attack on a besieged steel plant in Mariupol, which remains the last stronghold of Ukrainian resistance in the city. Mariupol's mayor claims on Facebook that Russian forces thwarted the latest attempt to help people leave the city. Christine Sloan, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home, crews with San Antonio Water System having their hands full yesterday after a blocked sewer line ended in a spill on the city's far northwest side. All this happening at River Ranch and Bernie Stage Road. SAWS says the blockage was actually caused by a buildup of grease and rags in the sewer main. Right now on KSAT.com, we have all of the information about how you can actually protect your pipes and prevent blockages. Time now just about 6:40, 70 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, job positions are opening up as many join the Great Resignation. After the break, we've got some tips on negotiating a job offer.
And a quick live look out at the Alamo City. Not too much to look out for right now, but what is the rest of the day? What does the weekend look like? There's so much going on today. We have the Great Texas Air Show again.
Poteet.
Poteet Strawberry Festival.
I love strawberries.
I hope Jonathan brings us back some.
Hope he's listening.
We're going to check in with Sarah in just a bit.
Well, job turnover remains high as millions of Americans move from old positions to new ones. So if you're thinking of joining the so-called Great Resignation, here are some tips to negotiate for the best offer.
Career coaches recommend not disclosing your present salary when asked by a recruiter or prospective employer. You want to negotiate for a salary that pays you for your skill set and reflects the current marketplace, and not wages based on what you did before in previous roles. The experts say only talk salary at the end of the process, once an employer wants you for the job. And if you need background on what to ask for in salary, check websites such as Glassdoor and PayScale, which can give you a sense of what people in similar roles make. And if bonuses are part of the deal, make sure you get specifics, such as whether or not it's based on your time with the company. And in this age of remote work, be sure to discuss and agree on any plans for a flexible schedule. Other items to pay attention to: your title. Securing a higher title can boost your pay at any additional moves you make in the future.
And you can even negotiate professional development opportunities such as classes or attending conferences.
All right, so we are far from giving you career advice. Tomorrow on GMSA, we're going to have some tips that can actually help you get promoted in your current workspace. All right, so if you are like me, or Sarah, I think you fall into this category.
Yep, right now I do.
Allergies have not been kind lately, so it has us asking a lot of questions. That's why later this morning on Leading SA at 8 a.m., Dr. Edward Brooks with UT Health San Antonio is joining us live. We're going to be talking about the differences between allergies and possibly worse illnesses. We're going to talk about some remedies and some myths of how to fight those allergy symptoms, and we're going to explain how you can find out what you are allergic to.
Everything.
Everything. All right. So Sarah Spivey,
Yeah.
wind, is that helping allergies, hurting allergies?
It's rustling up the trees a bit.
Right.
So, you know, it
The
makes
tree's getting rustled by the wind.
tree pollen a little higher. You know, oak is on the downtrend, but it's still high. And because it's been kind of drizzly over the last few days, we've been seeing mold go up too. We'll get the pollen count later in today, and I'll have an update for you. For now, though, know that it's cloudy and mild out there. It's 70 degrees in San Antonio, 70 in New Braunfels, 72 in Hondo, 72 Uvalde, 74 in Pleasanton, 76 in Cotulla, 69 in Kerrville, 74 in Del Rio, and a closer metro view here at 73 in Castroville, 76 at Stinson, 72 Port SA, 68 in Converse, 68 up in Bandera. Cloudy skies once again this morning, even some patchy drizzle because of how humid it is out there. Dew points are in the upper 60s. That is once again at the top of the humidity scale, so we are going to have another day of bad hair days. Windy and humid outside today. In fact, take a look at the potential wind gusts later on. Right around lunch, we'll see wind gusts of 25 to 30 miles per hour, and that'll continue into this evening too, when we could even have a few wind gusts later this evening up to 35 miles per hour or so. Winds will be from the south today, windy all day long. Again, here's a look at the future cast. Those skies will clear after about lunch, and we'll be looking at another hot day. Temperatures close to 90 degrees this afternoon. It'll be 90 Port SA, 87 Helotes, 85 in Bulverde, 91 in Castroville, 90 in Hondo, 85 in Kerrville, 89 in Nixon, Smiley area, and 87 in Gonzales. Here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Carry a chance for some light drizzle out there later on this morning, but still it's going to stay cloudy until about noon, and that's when we'll start to see the sun come out, a lot like yesterday. 81 at noon, right around lunch. It's going to be fairly warm, and then partly cloudy skies later this afternoon as temperatures will climb to near 90 degrees around 5 p.m. Notice that those winds stay from the southeast all day at about 15 miles per hour, so it's going to stay very windy be for us all day long. All right, satellite and radar. We are going to talk about a good chance for rain in the forecast tomorrow. So excited. We need some much needed rain. Here's a look at the system as a whole. You can see snowfall around the low there up in the Dakotas. But behind it, we've got this front that's going to slowly push through south central Texas tomorrow, bringing us a chance for some showers and storms. Starting late tonight in the overnight hours, we'll see scattered showers and storms develop. By dawn tomorrow, we'll have some scattered showers and storms, 60% chance, but those chances for rain really start to increase into Monday night as well. So Monday evening into Monday night, we're going to have a 60% chance for showers and storms. That'll come to an end on Tuesday. So here's some things that you should plan for with Monday's storms. Plan for widespread half an inch to an inch of rainfall. That is really good news. There could be a few pockets of 3+ inches of rain, especially north of Highway 90, but we'll be keeping an eye on things, and also plan for messy driving conditions. Yes, in the morning, but especially in the evening, because we are expecting more widespread coverage during the second part of the day tomorrow. Now, there are a few things that we need to watch out for. Now, I noticed that we could have pockets of 3+ inches of rain. We're going to be watching out for urban street flooding. There's going to be a small possibility, although the ground is very dry, that we could see some issues with those streets flooding. So we're going to watch for that carefully. And then also tomorrow, we have to watch out for isolated strong to severe storms. All in all, this is mainly going to be a much needed rain event for us. But a few of those storms could be on the strong to severe side, potentially with some lightning and some small to medium sized hail. So we'll keep an eye on things for you, but just know that rain chances really do start to go up tomorrow and into tomorrow evening. Then by Tuesday, a few lingering morning showers, but skies will gradually clear. Temperatures will only be in the 70s on Tuesday behind that front. So we are going to see a little bit of a cool down from this cool front, but really the big important thing is we have got a good chance for rain. And again, that evening commute tomorrow could be fairly messy. So we'll be keeping you updated on air, online, and on the KSAT Weather Authority app.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. Just about 6:50, 70 degrees out.
Okay, Max, so the NBA playoffs, they're heating up.
Oh, all right, so we have NBA action. We have Luka Doncic back for the Mavs, and we have soccer.
Woo!
SAFC. And we have a win. I don't want to steal any thunder here. We got a lot to talk about.
All right, early Sunday morning, if people are heading out to the roads to get for work, coffee, or to go to church service, looks like things are pretty smooth out there at 6:50 and 70 degrees.
Good morning, welcome back. And hey, we have a soccer team.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you. More people need to know, more people need to go to the games, but that's neither here nor there. Bang! And here we go. That was the winning shot. SAFC back in action last night, playing at New Mexico United in USL Championship play. No score until that 67th minute of play. Drawing a penalty in the box, Justin Dillon putting it past keeper, a 1-0 lead. First goal of the season ends up being the game winner. SAFC winning big, 1-0. Here we go. Luka Doncic back in action. Remember, he had that calf strain, but don't worry, he's back in the playoffs. He missed the first 3 games of the playoff series with the Jazz because of that calf injury. Luka showing no rust. He scored a game-high 30 points, 34 minutes. Less than 15 seconds left, though. Donovan Mitchell with the alley-oop. Rudy Gobert, the Jazz lead 199. The Mavs get one last shot. Spencer Dinwiddie missing a 3 at the buzzer. Utah Jazz win at home 199. That ties up the series 2-2.
We got a crucial game, and it's a new series, and we got to go back to Dallas and get a win. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, like we know this is we did it once. We got to do it again.
All right, here we go. It is going to be a long series. Game 5 set for tomorrow night in Texas, in Dallas. Meanwhile, we had other games yesterday. That is what I did yesterday. So you tended to the Garden. I watched the Sixers implode. So here we go. Sixers losing. The Raptors avoided the sweep, and they have the Rookie of the Year. So congratulations to Scotty Barnes. Raptors win in Canada 110-102. And then, speaking of sweeps, the Celtics might sweep Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and our own Patty Mills. So they are up right now 3-0 with a huge win yesterday. 109-103. So we are still in that fight to see who will move on to the next round. And because the Spurs are no longer in it, are you rooting for anyone special?
If you're going for the 76ers, I'll go for the 76ers.
Whoa!
That's
teamwork.
You know, that's a good teammate right there.
Time now, 6:55, 70 degrees. I'm smiling ear to ear.
We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the latest fighting in Ukraine. Russia firing cruise missiles in Ukraine's port city of Odessa, injuring 18 and killing 8 others, including an infant. As Ukraine's President Zelensky says he will meet with 2 top U.S. officials today in Kyiv. Plus, nearly a dozen wildfires raging in the west, 1 death reported in Nebraska, and at least 3 firefighters injured as crews race to contain the fires from the air and the ground. We have the fire forecast this morning. And a jaw-dropping stunt. The longtime pilots and skydivers attempting something years in the making, changing planes mid-air. How they plan to pull off this incredible feat. It's all ahead here on GMA.
Cloudy with some patchy drizzle out there right now, but generally we're going to be seeing a day very similar to yesterday where skies are going clear and we'll be looking at a high temperature near 90 degrees. It's going to be windy and humid today. South-southeast winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour. But tomorrow, a pattern change for us. We're going to get we're going to get a legit chance for rain tomorrow. Scattered showers and storms, widespread 1/2 to 1 inch of rainfall, but there could be pockets of heavier rain, which could lead to some urban street flooding, and we'll be watching for strong storms too.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. We're going to take an hour-long break. We'll see you back here, 8 a.m.
See you at 8.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A death row inmate is set to be executed later this week. A rally held here in San Antonio in support of stopping her execution. Why organizers believe she is innocent of murder.
Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. If you didn't get a chance to make it to the air show yesterday and haven't been out to the Strawberry Festival at all this weekend, today's the last day, and we'll tell you everything you need to know if you're planning on making your way out. Coming up on GMSA.
All right, let's take a live look out of the Alamo City. 71 degrees out there now. So what is the rest of the day? What does the work week look like? Can we see rain? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. But for now, good morning. 8 o'clock this Sunday, April 24th. Thank you so much for starting your weekend with us.
Good morning. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I'm jealous of Jonathan Cotto.
I know.
So when you go to festivals, do you do the rides, do you do the activities, or do you do the games?
I do the activities where you I don't like rides.
Okay.
I don't like, But I know I saw a hoop thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's where Max doesn't leave.
I'm addicted. I refuse to leave until I win.
You're probably that really annoying person
for
too.
Sure.
That is like, no, one more shot. I got this one. This one, it's happening this time.
Yeah. What about you, Sarah Spivey?
You know what? I brave the rides. I'm all for the thrills. And it's thrilling because in the forecast, we have a chance for rain tomorrow, but today will be much of the same. So if you have weekend plans outdoors, you shouldn't run into any rain, but some much needed rain in the forecast in the next 24 hours. So let's take a look outside right now. You can see those morning clouds are back. And they've been with us for the last several days. We're going to continue to see cloudy to mostly cloudy skies through lunch and then some more sunshine into the afternoon. It's 70 degrees right now, and although the winds are generally calm at the moment, we are anticipating another windy day. Let's take a look at some temperatures out there. It's 69 in Bandera, 70 in Rio Medina, 73 Castroville, 70 in Converse, 70 here in San Antonio, 71 in New Braunfels, and 75 at Stinson. In addition to the Poteet Strawberry Festival, the Great Texas Air Show is on its second day today, and it's going to be windy, warm, and humid. It's going to be still cloudy around 9 a.m. when the gates open, 74 degrees. Into the afternoon, that's when we'll see temperatures warm up really quickly because of some sunshine near 90 degrees this afternoon. We'll have wind gusts today up to about 30 miles per hour and winds sustained from the south. But I mentioned those chances for rain. They're really going to go up overnight tonight and especially tomorrow and Monday night. Good chance for scattered showers and storms and a decent chance for everybody to see at least some rain. So coming up, I'll have those details for you. Look at the futurecast tomorrow too and what you can expect for your Monday and our first chance for good rain in a while. Max.
Thank you, Sarah. Top stories this morning. An argument between two neighbors on the city's northwest side turns violent now. This morning, one man is in the hospital, the other being questioned by police. So an argument escalated to a shooting on Moonlight Terrace. This is near I-35 and Gibbs Sprawl Road. Witnesses on the scene telling police the two neighbors had an ongoing dispute over a dog. Police say a 58-year-old man allegedly threatened to hit a dog with a shovel. That's when police say a 64-year-old man allegedly got his gun and shot that man in the chest. Now, officers say the 64-year-old could be possibly facing a murder charge if his neighbor does not survive.
Well, rallies across the U.S. and here in San Antonio are calling for a death row inmate to be free days before she is set to be executed. Melissa Lucio was convicted of capital murder of her 2-year-old daughter, Mariah, back in 2007. And she was sentenced to her death. The execution is scheduled for this week on Wednesday. Lucio's lawyers and advocates argue the confession she gave police was coerced after hours of questioning. Police believe the child died from abuse. Lucio claims she fell down the stairs 2 days prior to her death. Last month, Lucio's lawyers submitted an application for clemency to Governor Greg Abbott and the Board of Pardons and Paroles. The governor said last Thursday he cannot weigh in until he receives a recommendation from that board, which could happen Monday afternoon.
Nothing there proves that she physically did anything to commit the crime that she was convicted of, but there is plenty of evidence that shows she is innocent of the crime.
Well, tomorrow, the Death Penalty Action Group is having a prayer vigil outside the Texas State Capitol. The group organizers say this will be an ongoing presence as they await action from the DA, the courts, and the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles, and of course, also the governor.
So Texas has hundreds of millions of dollars ready and available to hand out to homeowners behind on rent this year. So there was a homeowner and rental assistance fair yesterday, and it had a pretty good turnout. People trying to find a way to keep a roof over their heads. City leaders hosting the fair, informing people about different funds and different programs that are available to the public to help out. After recent bills were passed in Congress, the state of Texas has hundreds of millions of dollars ready and able for local Texans. Now, there are funds designated specifically to help with property taxes, food stamps, and even TV and internet bills. For some, inflation has made a bad situation during the pandemic even worse.
Anything will do for me right now. I'm in between from my job and disability right now, so anything will help right now.
In the coming weeks, city leaders are planning to host another event just like this one. So if you want to attend, if you have any questions, we're going to keep you updated online and on air for when that time and place is scheduled. All right, it is what we've been talking about throughout the weekend, the Poteet Strawberry Festival. I'm jealous.
I know. I've seen you eat an entire box, a small box of strawberries, medium size, in like one sitting.
That was, I think it was Alicia Barrera last year.
Yes.
Brought us some samples.
So Jonathan Cotto, I know you're live out there. Can you please bring us back some samples? How's it going?
I sure will. And speaking of strawberries, right, what a better place to be than Poteet. And Max, if you're a good strawberry eater, there is a strawberry eating competition that I think you should sign up for, and that's going to be taking place later this afternoon. But to expand on all the events you don't want to miss out on, I have Miss Neely here with me, spokesperson for the Poteet Strawberry Festival. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Now, how's it all been panning out? I think it's been a successful weekend so far, right?
It has been an amazing weekend. The weather has been cooperating, and we've had a whole lot of folks come out and be able to enjoy themselves today and this weekend.
Now, aside from the strawberry eating competition, what can folks expect if they're planning on coming out for the last day of the festival?
Okay, so our highlights today are the Taste of Texas food show and auction. And for entertainment, of course, we've got our usual lineup from stuff from the kids area all the way out throughout the grounds. And then we've also got the Bellamy Brothers and Kevin Fowler, as well as our carnival like you see behind us and the rodeo.
Well, thank you so much. There you have it. If you needed any excuse to leave your house this beautiful Sunday morning, now you have one here in Poteet, the Strawberry Festival. Back to you, Max and Sarah.
Thank you, Jonathan.
All right, so if you're like me, and I guess like you too.
Yes.
Allergies have not been kind lately, and so it has us asking a lot of questions.
That is why Dr. Edward Brooks with UT Health San Antonio is joining us in today's Leading Essay segment. Good morning, Doctor. Thank you so much for being up with us early this morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, so first and foremost, what kind of distinguishes allergy symptoms from something more severe, a worse illness?
Yeah, this is a good question. We get this question all the time. And, allergy give you the congestion, stuffiness, and itching in the nose, and infections like viral infections and even COVID can give you very similar kinds of symptoms. However, colds usually come and go, within a week or two, and allergies tend to, last for much longer. The term hay fever is kind of a misnomer because allergy doesn't give you fever. So if you have a fever, most likely you've got an infection. And finally, the other symptoms that colds and infections give you, muscle aches and pains or stomach upset, allergies don't typically do that. The pollen allergies don't.
So if you get a sinus infection and then can you get a fever or anything with the sinus infection, or is that something different? If you get a sinus infection from allergies, can you get a fever from that?
Right. People with allergies are prone to getting sinus infections because their sinuses don't drain very well. They're all clogged up. So yes, you can get a sinus infection, but if you do get the fever, again, it's an indication of an infection. You probably need to take an antibiotic for the sinus infection.
Now, we know oak, specific pollens here, causing a lot of allergic reactions, a lot of symptoms. So how do you find out what exactly you're allergic to?
Well, I like pet allergies because I tell people to do the cat challenge, put your face in a cat fur, and if you sneeze, you're allergic to them. That's actually probably better than any allergy test I can do. Obviously, we do allergy testing. There's the skin testing as well as blood testing that's fairly accurate, but it has, it's not 100%. Pollen allergies, again, we use the seasonality. So if you're miserable in December, around the holidays and through January, it's most likely mountain cedar. And in the last 2 months, if you're really miserable, it can be oak, but all the other trees pollinate at this time. So it's one of the trees, and that's where the testing really helps us distinguish. In the fall and summer, and we have weeds and grasses, it's not as discreet, but ragweed's very discreet in the fall. So those kinds of tips helps us a lot. Mold's the hardest because mold comes and goes all year long.
I definitely don't want to do a cat test. I know I'm allergic to cats. That sounds like it would just make my allergies really act up. Okay, so we've heard there's so many different, remedies and myths out there. People say, oh, have honey. Honey helps with your allergies. Does that really help? And there's also some, over-the-counter natural things that stores sell saying this will help with your allergies. Do those remedies actually help?
Well, the problem with both of those, the honey, I don't know there's been really a controlled clinical trial to study this, but there's really very little of the pollen proteins, which is what you're allergic to, in the honey. And if you ate bee pollen, maybe that might increase it, but the honey is mainly sugar. It's just sweet. So there's not much in there. The other thing is that bees, as you see in the picture, are collecting pollen from flowering plants, and that's how they get pollinated. Well, turns out what we're allergic to are those things that pollinate through the air. So it flies through the air and hits us in the nose. The flowers don't put out their pollen like that. They need the bees to pollinate them. So it's really a different family of plants that they're pollinating than what we're allergic to.
So I was reading a list the other day, and it said San Antonio was ranked as one of the worst cities in the country for allergies. So why would that be?
Well, I think I'm going to just have to blame it on the mountain cedar because mountain cedar is very unique. It pollinates in the dead of winter when most cities really get a break from the pollinating. And it turns out that mountain cedar puts out tons of pollen. So it's like our worst time of year, during the holidays. So that probably goes a long way to giving us, that reputation. And beyond that, I think there's some culture that I always joke that when someone says, oh, my nose is running, it must be my allergies. Half the time it's a cold that comes and goes. It's not truly allergies.
Okay, I know one really quick question. Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra, is there a best one that people should take?
Not really. Some people like one over the other. I just tell people to try the one, and they all work equally well.
Okay.
And actually, if you just take more of the same one that's not working, usually that'll work.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us this morning. And of course, our Sarah Spivey will have the pollen count later, but we appreciate all your insight into the allergies we experience here in San Antonio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too. And if anyone missed any part of that, we're going to have the full conversation. Just head to KSAT.com. Time now, just about 8:13, 71 degrees out.
All right, still to come. How would you like to own the iconic Washington Crossing, the Delaware painting? It's up for auction. We'll tell you how much the famous painting could fetch.
Up next, some local elementary and middle school STEM students putting their skills to the test. An awesome annual competition. We're going to explain.
71 degrees at 8:13 this morning. Like we said, Sarah Spivey will have that pollen count later, hopefully this morning. But she'll also have our forecast for this Sunday and our chances of rain later in the week when we come back.
All right, so after 3 months of drafting, overhauling, and fine-tuning, some Northside ISD students putting their engineering skills to the test, they hit the tracks in this year's solar car race.
It's pretty cool. So more than 1,000 students actually took part in this year. I didn't know that many students took part in this. This is amazing. So the students built miniature solar-powered cars with the gear, box, and axle rod. They came up with these designs and features all on their own. And the event's director says the project helps the children learn the importance of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
This is a science engineering type challenge, and how you have to be able to work on a team to be effective in that particular regard, and how you problem solve is the most important lesson they get. Because you'll see them like today during the race day, they'll come in all kinds of different things that'll go wrong or may not happen for them, and they correct it during the day. So they're really able to execute in terms of solving problems real quickly.
I liked the Barbie with the pink hair that was riding in the
So this was the event's 25th year. Solar Cars
There it is. See?
is an
Pink hair.
after-school science program for 4th through 6th grade students. So I think this is so cool. It teaches them
cool.
At an early age. I didn't do anything like this when I was younger.
No, we did not have this stuff when we were growing up. So this is an excellent opportunity for them. I think it might have been a My Little Pony.
Oh,
I couldn't
okay.
tell. But
Yeah.
hey, great job to all those kids. Probably way better than either Max and I could probably do.
And it is solar cars. So Sarah Spivey, did they have some help from the sun?
They did yesterday, and they'll have some more help today, although it's going to stay cloudy for most of the morning. The afternoon will have some sunshine. Hey, we were just talking about allergies. Now, this is yesterday's pollen count. We've yet to get the pollen count in today, but as soon as we do, we'll let you know. I just wanted to give you a general idea of what's out there right now. We know molds and oak are the leading allergens out there right now. Outside, cloudy skies, but at the airport, seeing a few peaks of sun. 70 degrees. Winds are calm right now, but that is going to change throughout the day. It's 73 in Hondo, 72 Uvalde, 75 in Pleasanton, 71 in New Braunfels, 69 in Kerrville, and out toward areas out west, its temperatures are near 70 degrees. It's humid. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record today. Windy, humid, warm. Skies clearing in the afternoon. That's the forecast for the day today. But this low-level humidity, moisture, one of the ingredients for better rain chances tomorrow for us. Yes, you heard that right. Tomorrow, better rain chances. In fact, our best rain chances in a while. But as I mentioned, the winds are really going to pick up later on today. We're going to see wind gusts of up to 25 to 30 miles per hour. So yet again, another windy day here in San Antonio. Here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Staying cloudy until about noon. We could have a couple of pockets of isolated drizzle out there. Patchy drizzle this morning, but generally we should stay dry. And then this afternoon, that's when things are really going to warm up. After lunch, we're going to get close to 90 degrees this afternoon in San Antonio. And again, because it's so humid, it'll feel a few degrees warmer than that. High temperature near 90 and staying windy into the evening as well. Temperatures will fall into the 70s after sunset. And after sunset, our eyes are going to turn out west because that's where we'll start to see a chance for rain that will continue into Monday and into Tuesday. Highs today, though, going to be on the dry side. We're going to stay near 90 degrees, 89 at Cincinnati, 87 Seguin, 87 New Braunfels, 85 in Comfort, 85 in Kerrville, and near 90 degrees out west toward Uvalde, Hondo, and Devine. All right, here is our rainmaker, our big weather system, which is includes a cold front that's going to be slow moving, pushing into San Antonio tomorrow. So let me walk you through the futurecast. As I mentioned, it's going to be quiet today in San Antonio, but late tonight we'll be looking out west where a couple of strong storms could develop. But really, our rain chances in San Antonio aren't going to pick up until about dawn tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning we'll have scattered showers and storms. Some of the morning commute could be a bit messy because of the rain, but really our rain chances start to pick up even more after lunch tomorrow, when we'll see more widespread showers and storms after lunch tomorrow. Keep in mind that the evening commute is going to be pretty messy, so plan ahead. With these showers and storms, some of them could be on the strong side, but really the biggest takeaway is that this is our first chance for good rainfall in a while. Rainfall amounts 1/2 inch to 1 inch are likely, but pockets of up to 3 inches of rain plus could continue into early Tuesday morning. So we're going to watch out too for the potential for some urban street flooding. Otherwise, it's going to be welcome rain for San Antonio and South Central Texas. Again, widespread 1/2 inch to 1 inch likely, but there will be pockets of more. Monday into Monday night into early Tuesday is our best chance for rain in a while. It'll be much cooler behind that front on Tuesday with highs only in the 70s. Hey, coming up in the forecast, I've got to look at that Poteet Strawberry Festival. What can you expect if you're heading out to Atascosa County, Max and Sarah?
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. 822, 71 degrees out.
Okay, well, the iconic painting of Washington on the Delaware is set to hit the auction block. The details coming up. Well, the iconic Washington crossing the Delaware painting that hung in the White House from the 1970s to 2014, well, it's up for auction.
It's estimated to go for about $20 million, so good luck on your bid. The oil painting, one of 3 versions painting in 1851. Of the 3, only 2 paintings survived. One was destroyed during World War II. During an air raid in Germany, the painting depicts George Washington leading soldiers across the Delaware River to surprise the infantry hiding on the other side. Christmas night, 1776. Painting goes up for sale May 12th. For decades, this painting hung in the White House, mainly in the West Wing reception. I'm pretty sure they were going to the Battle of Trenton, which kind of set up team morale and set up Washington for success.
Wow.
So there you go. Good luck on your bid. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Cheaper than NFTs. 826, 71 degrees out.
All right, in the next half hour, GMSA, a work anniversary like no other, will tell you what a Beaumont woman was given to mark her 2 decades on the job.
And straight ahead, an overnight crash on the city's northeast side, forcing firefighters to use the jaws of life to rescue a couple. We have the story after the break. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Sarah Acosta. It is Sunday, April 22nd, 4th.
2-4.
Whatever Max just said.
April 24th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. All right, so we talked about it yesterday. What is it? April showers bring May flowers, but we haven't had many showers.
Like April,
drizzles.
You know, sad drizzle. Sad drizzle, Sarah.
We've only had unimportant rain this month.
There you go.
But as we head into the last week of April here, tomorrow we have a good chance for some soaking rain in San Antonio. Much needed rain. But today, it'll stay dry. Let's take a look outside right now. You can see areas around San Antonio still dealing with quite a bit of cloud cover. In New Braunfels, it's cloudy and 73, cloudy and 75 in Pleasanton. Seguin, mostly cloudy and 70. And at the airport, seeing a few peaks of sunshine, 70 degrees to start the day. Although winds are generally calm right now, we are going to see them pick up. This afternoon, we'll have wind gusts of 25 to 30 miles per hour. So another windy, warm, and humid Sunday for us. But nice if you have plans outside, especially if you're going to head to the last day of the Poteet Strawberry Festival. We'll be seeing clearing skies and temperatures climbing into near 90 degrees this afternoon, not only for Poteet, but here in San Antonio, too. Winds will be from the southeast, as I mentioned, gusting up to 30 miles per hour. It's going to be a mild evening with temperatures falling into the 70s. But overnight tonight into Monday, we'll start to see rain chances go up. Monday and Monday night, a good chance for showers and storms. Coming up, I'll talk about what we can plan for with the rain and what we should watch out for. So I'll have those forecast details for you coming up in just a bit. Sarah Max.
Thank you, Sarah. New this morning, investigators are searching for a Del Rio man who was last seen yesterday. DPS says 44-year-old Jose Casares last seen yesterday morning around 10 a.m. in Del Rio. DPS issued an alert for him in hoping that you might be able to help us find him. He's 5'5", gray hair, brown eyes. Casares last seen in a red 2007 Chevy, license plate PZV0160. If you have any idea where he might be, you were asked to call Del Rio Police. That number on your screen, 830-774-2719. 911.
Also new, a man and a woman had to be cut out of an SUV they were riding in after police say another vehicle crashed into them on the city's northeast side. Police say this happened just before midnight on Judson Road near Stall Road. They say that other vehicle that was traveling northbound on Judson, when it hit the SUV that was in the southbound lanes, that impact causing the SUV to roll onto its side, trapping the couple inside. Firefighters had to use the jaws of life to free them. They were taken to the hospital in serious condition. Police say the driver of the other vehicle had minor injuries. Police have ruled this an accident and that driver has not been charged at this time.
Well, crews with San Antonio Water System, SAWS, they had their hands full yesterday after a blocked sewer line actually caused a spill on the city's far northwest side. All this happening at River Ranch and Bernie Stage Road. SAWS says the blockage was actually caused by a buildup of grease and rags in the sewer main. Right now on KSAT.com, we have all the information you need to know about protecting your pipes and preventing blockages.
Now to the latest on an investigation into the discovery of a man that was stabbed, tied up, and left on the side of the road. And we now know his name is Joshua Sandoval.
So in addition, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office releasing his photo and telling us more details on his condition. So Sandoval, 24 years old, from New Braunfels, found yesterday morning around 7 a.m. He was found by someone who was driving on Lavernia Road. This is far east Bexar County near Highway 87.
Sheriff Javier Salazar says he had severe stab wounds to his face and upper body. Deputies say they were able to get some information from him before taking him to the hospital in critical condition.
If you're stabbing somebody in the upper body and head, you're trying to kill them at that point. There's no trying to send a message. There's no trying to scare anybody. You're trying to murder somebody in cold blood and then leave them out here on the road to die, tied up and alone. I mean, there's just no more cold-blooded crime than that.
Right now, no arrests have been made yet. Not much information about a possible suspect has been released, but anyone with any information, you are asked to call the BCSO gang unit. That number on your screen, 210-335-GANG. All right, well, happening today and yesterday, the last day of the Great Texas Air Show, JBSA Randolph. Spectators packed the event yesterday. Nearly 30,000 people were in attendance. The show opened up with diving airplanes, simulations, STEM programs. It also included a reenactment of Pearl Harbor on top of all the excitement of seeing various styles of military aircraft and the amazing skills of the pilots in the air. The air show paying tribute to the 75th anniversary of the United States Air Force. The show wraps up today. Gates open at about 9 a.m.
In your morning headlines, former Utah Senator Orrin Hatch has died at the age of 88. His foundation made the announcement Saturday evening. In 2019, the National Journal wrote that the Republican had passed more laws than any other senator. According to the Library of Congress, 790 of Hatch's bills have been enacted into law. Hatch ran for the Republican nomination for president back in 2000. His 42 years of service in the U.S. Senate make him the longest-serving Republican in Senate history.
Well, for the first time ever, an Air Force general officer court-martialed for sexual assault. Major General William T. Cooley found guilty on one of 3 counts of sexual assault connected to a 2018 incident in New Mexico. General Cooley pleaded not guilty to the charges that he assaulted a female service member. Now to the ongoing conflict in Eastern Europe.
Ukrainian President Zelensky says he is meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin in Kyiv today.
That's right. ABC's Christine Sloan explains.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's meeting in person with U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Kyiv on Sunday.
We'll have the meeting with the State Secretary, Mr. Blinken, and the Defense Secretary, who are coming to us.
The state and defense departments are declining to comment. If they do travel to Kyiv, Austin and Blinken would be the highest-ranking U.S. officials to meet with Zelensky in the war zone since Russia invaded Ukraine. Zelensky made the comments during a rare press conference underground on a subway platform in Kyiv. He also talked about the threats against his life.
I don't have the right to be afraid because our people showed that they're not afraid of anything.
Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin attended Easter Mass at a Russian Orthodox cathedral. He could be seen crossing himself several times during the service, even as Russian forces continued their assault on Ukraine. Unleashing new attacks on the port city of Odessa, Ukraine claims Russia fired 6 cruise missiles, striking residential and military buildings. At least 8 people died, including a 3-month-old baby. Another 18 were hurt in the attack. Russian forces also continued their attack on a besieged steel plant in Mariupol, which remains the last stronghold of Ukrainian resistance in the city. Mariupol's mayor claims on Facebook that Russian forces thwarted the latest attempt to help people leave the city. Christine Sloan, ABC News, New York.
Time now, just about 8:39, 71 degrees out.
There's more to come on GMSA. A Texas woman gets more than a gift card or fancy dinner for 20 years from her employer. We'll tell you how the job honored her that had her in tears.
And sticking with appreciation, a local event showing gratitude to local area volunteers.
71 degrees at 8:39 this morning. It is a humid, sticky one out there today. But Sarah Spivey said some much needed rain is in our future this week. She'll explain when we come back.
Good morning. Coming up on This Week, the next few weeks could be critical, a turning point in the war in Ukraine as Russia continues its assault, and President Zelensky announced a personal visit by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. We'll talk to an outspoken member of the Ukrainian parliament and former U.S. ambassador to NATO, Doug Lute. Plus, this week, a federal judge overturned the CDC's travel mask mandate. I'll speak with Dr. Michael Osterholm about rising COVID cases in most states. And the Powerhouse Roundtable takes on that bombshell audio leak of Kevin McCarthy. It's all coming up on This Week.
Several nonprofits took time to thank their #1 resource, their volunteers. The Day of Volunteer event was held yesterday, which happened to be the last day of Volunteer Appreciation Week. The event included music, food, and games for volunteers and their family. It also served as a way for the nonprofits to talk about their work for the community in order to encourage more volunteers be part of their work. Organizers say all the nonprofits represented at the event could not have an impact in our communities without their volunteers.
Growing up in San Antonio, I always saw that, people love to help each other out here in San Antonio. And so when we're able to come back as a community and volunteer and serve each other, it just betters our community. So it's very important.
And all 40 nonprofits were at the first ever event. Organizers are hoping to have even more next year.
All right, next story is about an employer who shows a longtime employee just how much she is appreciated. Next month, a dental specialist in Beaumont, Texas will mark 20 years of employment with an orthodontic practice. But what happened next was just awesome.
20. I'm so happy for you.
That's not quite enough, right? She's at 20, right? So oh my God! 13, 16.
All right, so as you can see, the two doctors counted out thousands of dollars right into Sophia Teal's hand. Obviously shocked and surprised, she couldn't help hold back her tears. Turns out Sophia's in the process of closing on a house, and the office became aware of it. They want to do something special for her 20 years on the job.
Oh, that's really sweet and special.
That is. All right, well, time now, 8:45, 72 degrees out. A lot happening out there, Sarah.
Yeah, well, today, a lot going on. The Great Texas Air Show, and then, of course, the Poteet Strawberry Festival. If you're planning on enjoying time outdoors today, it's much of the same, windy, warm, and humid. But tomorrow, the weather story changes, guys, and we're going to get a good chance for rain. Let's take a look outside right now with satellite and the temperatures. We are starting off once again with morning clouds. The cloud deck a little bit thicker off west toward Uvalde and Hondo, but around San Antonio, we're still seeing some clouds. Some peaks of sunshine there, too, within these clouds. Still, though, it is a warm, mild morning. It's 75 at Port SA, 70 in Converse, 70 at the airport, 73 New Braunfels. It's 73 in Hondo and 75 in Castroville. Up in the hill country, temperatures are in the 70s, too. And those dew points of the temperatures are right close to each other. So that humid air, it's really humid outside, all because we've had a steady stream of Gulf of Mexico humidity with those winds from the south and from the east. So as we look at the futurecast, we'll see clearing skies here throughout, especially the second part of the day, and it's going to get hot. Temperatures are going to climb to near 90 degrees. It'll be 87 in Helotes, 88 in Converse, 91 in Castroville, 91 in Hondo, 85 in Comfort, 85 in Canyon Lake, 87 in New Braunfels and Seguin. Although the winds are relatively calm right now, we do expect them to pick up with gusts of up to 25 to 30 miles per hour throughout the day today. And again, tonight, too, it'll stay windy this evening. So looking at your KSAT 12-hour forecast, staying fairly cloudy until noon. We'll be warming up. We'll be at 81 at noon, and in the afternoon, that's when things are going to get a little warm. Southeast winds sustained at 10 to 15, but again, gusts of up to 30 miles per hour possible. We'll be looking at a high temperature near 90 degrees this afternoon in San Antonio, and it's going to be a mild evening too. Late tonight, we'll be seeing our rain chances increase, but that'll be mainly after all of us are asleep. So let's take a look at the satellite radar, look at our rainmaker coming our way. There is a relatively potent system working its way across the United States with a cool front behind it. And this cool front is going to slowly push through south central Texas tomorrow. So we're really going to see our rain chances climb in a big way. Tonight, in the overnight hours, that's when rain chances will start to increase, but Monday and Monday night, that's when they'll be at their greatest. 60% chance for scattered showers and storms. Keep in mind that the best chance for rain is going to be, again, Monday and Monday night. So although the morning commute could be a little messy, we'll be planning for both the morning commute and evening commute to be messy, but especially the evening commute in the later afternoon and early evening hours. Here's the good news. Widespread, a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall is very likely around south central Texas. Now, there will be pockets of 2, 3+ inches of rain. And so when we talk about what we're watching for the possibility for some urban street flooding. And even 1 or 2 of those storms could be on the strong or severe side. But mainly, this is going to be a welcome rain event for many of us around south central Texas. We're under extreme drought, and so it's nice to be able to see some rain there on the 7-day forecast. So rain chances picking up late tonight, continuing through tomorrow and through Monday night, and then by Tuesday morning we'll see those lingering showers come to an end. It'll be much cooler on Tuesday as we will see the rain chances come to an end, and behind that front, highs will only be in the 70s. Then by the end of the weekend, we'll be near 90 degrees. Max and Sarah, you got some news about traffic.
That's right, Sarah. So we do have some breaking news. We've received some information about a major accident happening inside Bexar County, just on the outside of Loop 1604 on 35 and Kinney Road. Again, we don't have a lot of information, and none of this is officially confirmed yet, but we are hearing reports of a potential rollover involving, potentially more than a dozen people. Our Jonathan Cotto, he just texted us saying he's about 2 minutes away, so hopefully we'll get those updates and we'll bring them to you. If not, live on air, also on KSAT.com.
Time now just about 8:50, 72 degrees out.
Well, are you making mistakes when it comes to climbing the corporate ladder? Tomorrow on GMSA, we have tips on what you need to know to get that promotion.
Well, welcome back. We want to get back to that late-breaking news from the city's east side. San Antonio police investigating after a body was discovered. So I think that was actually from last week.
No, okay, so
the breaking news that we have right now is this crash that we've been telling you about.
Yeah, so it is actually on the southwest part of Bexar County on 35 and Kinney Road. Our Jonathan Cotto just got to the scene. He has confirmed that there is an accident happening. Someone is being airlifted. We did hear reports it could be a potential rollover involving multiple people. That has not been confirmed yet. But of course, just check with us on KSAT.com. Just after this newscast, I'm sure we'll have those details soon.
Yeah, thank you, Max and Sarah. All right, today we're going to be seeing skies clear. Much like the last few days, it's going to be humid, windy, and warm. Temperatures will be climbing into the low 90s this afternoon, close to 90 degrees. South-southeast winds at 10 to 20, gusts up to 30 miles per hour possible. It'll be 90 at Port SA, 91 in Castroville, 87 in Seguin, 87 in New Braunfels, 85 in Bulverde, and 85 in Kerrville. All right, tomorrow we have a much better chance for rain than we've had in a while. Scattered showers and storms are going to be out there, especially during the second part of the day tomorrow. But all in all, we have a chance for rain throughout the day tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be one of those days where both of the commutes could be pretty messy. And so something I'd like to request is make sure that you have the KSAT Weather Authority app handy, because we'll send notifications right to your phone. Some of those storms could be on the stronger side too, but all in all, we need the rain. And so this is a good chance for some showers and storms here in San Antonio. The rain chances will continue overnight Monday night into Tuesday morning. Lingering rain will be out there. High temperature in the low 70s on Tuesday, so much cooler on Tuesday. And then as we round out the week, temperatures will rebound back to near 90 degrees as we head into next weekend. So we are looking forward to the rain, Sarah and Max. It's been a long time since we've seen some healthy rainfall, and I think we have a good chance to get it tomorrow.
All right, Sarah Spivey, thank you so much. And for all those people out and about today, we know the Strawberry Festival in Poteet happening today, and then the Great Texas Air Show happening in about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And of course, Jonathan Cotto out at that crash scene.
I just got a video from him. We do see a chopper in that video. They have closed the access road of 35, and it looks like there are multiple vehicles involved. There's a lot of emergency response. Again, we'll keep you updated on KSAT.com.
All right, have a great rest of your Sunday.